More beds, more money and less waiting time. The mantra for Julia Gillard's health overhaul is already being seared into the nation's consciousness. State and territory leaders signed up to the new agreement last night, but some were reluctant, and the deal won't be formally locked in until written agreements are produced in the middle of the year. Political reporter Hayden Cooper.
It went long, it went late.
A very good meeting, thank you very much.
But will this health deal be the one that lasts?
I think it's a very major achievement.
The leaders emerged after dark, clutching an in-principle agreement and boasting of a breakthrough.
Now we've got everyone in the tent. We've now got everyone on the same page of putting patients first.
I'm optimistic. The principles are agreed. Now we've got to get the detail right.
I think everybody would have been happy to go all night if it was necessary to get a constructive deal.
Although less ambitious than last year's accord, this plan matches the money. $16 billion from the Commonwealth to cover half of the growth in health costs in the decade from 2014. And from next year, a national funding pool will dole out the money through local hospital networks.
It's fine.
But for some doctors, it remains a recipe for buck passing.
At the first opportunity, when there's funding tensions in the system, I think I can predict what's going to happen.
Now it's the officials' turn to hammer out the finer points. Julia Gillard can only hope the solidarity holds.
We've got an agreement signed yesterday. Sure, fine details have to be nutted out. You'd expect that. But yesterday's agreement was signed by every Chief Minister and every Premier in the room, as well as by me as Prime Minister.
One Premier may not last until the final agreement. Her opponent is hinting that if he wins, New South Wales is no certainty to stay on board.
The only threat to achieving those dollars and those beds is Mr O'Farrell.
By lowering the bar, the Prime Minister has succeeded where her predecessor failed. But the next 6 months will put the deal to the test. As for the patients, noticeable results could take much longer than that. The support of two Liberal premiers hasn't convinced the federal opposition.
When you scratch below the surface, there are more questions than answers, and I think that's why people are sceptical that this was more about the politics for Julia Gillard than actually good health outcome.
The deal is signed, but it's not yet sealed. Hayden Cooper, ABC News, Canberra.